Hello everybody, my name is Maria Brilaki. I'm the founder of Fitness Reloaded, and today what I want to discuss with you is, could it be possible that you could predict whether this time that you start to diet again, that you start to lose weight again, will be successful or not from your first day of dieting? So in Greece we have this saying, the saying goes like that: "Η καλή μέρα από το πρωί φαίνεται." Now I also learned that this saying also exists in other languages. Like in Italian, it's "Il buongiorno si vede dal mattino." That means that you can tell whether it's going to be a good day from whether your morning is good. So we are right now applying this exact saying. Could it be that there are some things that you do in your first day of dieting that predict you're actually going to succeed? Yes, you will lose all the weight. Yes, this will be the last time that you actually try to lose weight. Could it be? And if yes, what are those things? This is exactly what we will discuss. So stay tuned, because I'm now going to go through my list of 5 things that actually predict success and that you do in your first day of dieting. Out by discussing the first thing that predicts success, and that is planning with compassion. You need to have compassion and love towards yourself. What does that mean? So many people, when they start losing weight, they don't have any love for themselves. If anything, they don't really like themselves, and they make themselves do really hard things. So I want you to avoid doing that and to instead plan, let's say, what you're gonna eat, or the behaviors you're going to do, and taking into account your starting point, the things you like to do, and also what this day looks like. So let's say if there are some foods that you really love, should you really stop eating those foods? No, you should include those foods. So that means to, let's say, include the foods you love. Don't try to lose weight not eating all sorts of foods that you really like, okay? Like some people who, let's say, really like carbohydrates and then they decide to go on a low-carb diet. That's probably not going to be the best choice for you. Another example is, if let's say you know that tomorrow is going to be a crazy day and normally you would, let's say, go through the drive-through of a fast food restaurant. Let's say you're in California, we have this fast food restaurant chain, In-N-Out. It's pretty good. So let's say if you were planning to go to In-N-Out and go through the drive-thru to get something and you really have no time to cook or do something better for yourself, don't try to squeeze in and maybe wake up early and change your life in all sorts of ways, like today, so that you have some better option for, when you start to diet. Instead, go to the fast food restaurant and make a better choice. So plan with compassion and plan with love, plan thinking about where you are. Don't try to give yourself too much to do, but try to do better. Always try to improve. So keep compassion and love and take into account what is my next day going to look like when you do your planning. Because you don't want to have a super busy day where you're doing all sorts of things and then try to make that day even more stressful to you. Because doing that does not show, oh, I'm more motivated, so I'm more likely to succeed. Doing these types of behaviors actually predicts that you're most likely going to quit sooner or later, and that will not give you the results that you want. And now I'm going to move on to number 2. I want you to commit to daily food planning to reduce weekday stress and last-minute decisions, okay? So I want you to put in 5 minutes every day to think about what you're gonna eat, okay? So you're gonna do this in your first day of dieting, but also I want you to make this a habit. Of course, I want you to think with compassion, which is what we talked about before, but I do want you to think specifically about what you're gonna eat. And if you don't know what you're gonna eat, you might as well start thinking about, what am I going to eat? And I want you to think about that when you're calm, ideally you're at home, not when you're last minute, when you're stressed, and definitely not when you're hungry, not with a U, but with an A. Actually, both. Irrespective of whether you're hungry or hungry, I do not want you to make last-minute decisions about what you're going to eat when you're in distress. I want you to make those decisions ahead of time. So you have time to prepare, you have time to get the ingredients if you need to get any ingredients, okay? This literally takes less than 10 minutes, maybe 5 minutes, but it gives you so much peace of mind and it saves you from all sorts of bad decisions. Now, those bad decisions, it's not like they're just bad in that moment. The problem with many of those bad decisions that we make last minute when we're hungry or when we have no time, and we really need to figure something out, like right now, irrespective of whether we have ingredients or don't have ingredients or whatever, is that if this is indeed not a good decision and we end up, let's say, overeating, then many people go into pity party mode, okay? And because now they throw themselves this pity party, then they end up eating even more, okay? Because they already ate pizza or whatever it is that they ate, so they might as well eat the ice cream too, okay? Their day is ruined. And then the next day, they're like, well, yesterday I blew it, so I might as well keep on doing that. And then they don't succeed. And even if you manage to stop the pity party early or not even go into pity party mode, having many of those days that's just the result of lack of organization and planning makes you demotivated because you will not be hitting the goals that you set for yourself, and it will make you demotivated. And demotivated is a bad place to be because it makes you more likely to quit. So this is really so critical. It only takes such a small amount of time, yet the benefits you get from these 5 minutes you give to yourself daily are incredible. So you want to do something that requires little effort and brings you big results, this type of behavior that predicts success big time, plan. Put in 5 minutes every day to plan what you're going to eat. So you either do this in the morning off or you do it the night before. But it really pays off. Now let me move on to number 3. Very important. Sell yourself on the value of small behaviors. Here's what that means. I'm going to use meal planning as an example since this is what we were just talking about. Many people will be like this. Well, let's say I didn't do my meal planning yesterday and I didn't do it the day before. I'm not going to meet my goals for the week. I'm not going to lose the weight I was expecting to lose. So what's the point of doing my planning today? And that's how they're going to talk themselves out of doing the meal planning, okay? Or other people are going to be like, I don't have the time today to, let's say, do my normal 60-minute workout. So what's the point of, let's say, going for a 10-minute walk? And they will talk themselves out of the small behavior they can do because they can't do the big behavior. Now, if you're watching this, you might be thinking, yes, I know, let's say that this is irrational, but this is how I think. And I'll show you how to not think like that because this is sabotaging your success. It will slow down your progress tremendously or it will make you quit, okay? Or both. It will slow down your progress and then you quit. So how do you get out of this? You get out of this by selling yourself on the benefit of doing this small behavior. For instance, if I put those 5 minutes planning today, I'm going to have less stress tomorrow. Yay! Who wants to have less stress? It's not like we live these peaceful lives where we have no stress and we're calm. How about you get less stress the next day because you've already planned? It doesn't really have to do with weight loss, but it is a benefit that comes from doing those 5 minutes today, okay? Or 5 minutes the day off for the rest of the day to plan, because that is a benefit of planning. And irrespective of whether you end up losing weight or not lose any weight, planning on that day still has benefits. So it's worth it. That's just one example. The example with exercise, well, going out makes you feel good, okay? It produces endorphins. It gives you the chance to get a mental break, to straighten your back and improve your posture. These are benefits you get irrespective of whether you really get to increase your heart rate by doing your normal 60-minute routine or how many calories you burn and all of that. You still get benefits, and those benefits are valuable. So many people talk themselves out of those small behaviors and as a result sabotage their goals. Because, by the way, those small behaviors repeated over time make you succeed. But if you don't have this mindset from your first day of dieting, you're like, small behavior, I can do it. Yes, I'm gonna do it, and I don't care if I'm gonna do it tomorrow or 3 days from now. What matters to me is that I can do it today, and I'm gonna go ahead and do it. Okay, being able to do it, being able to recognize the value that comes from you doing this small thing today will make you succeed big time. Because most people would just not do the small thing, because that small thing alone is not enough to get those big results they would like to do. So then they don't do that small thing they can do today. But that small thing gives you more benefits other than just this big result that you're looking to get. So learn to sell yourself on the value of small behaviors. Number 4, okay, this is a hack. I learned this hack from Mel Robbins, who is a motivational speaker, and it's called the 5-second rule. Now that is one way to push yourself to do things without getting into resistance. You know what I'm talking about. Take planning or exercise. You know you're supposed to do it, but you don't feel like it. The best way to get out of it is to sell yourself on the value of small behaviors, okay? But if you want to hack it, another way to do this is to count down from 5, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and then you do it. That's it. So it's time for you to plan. Your brain is about to blah, 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 whatever. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, you do it. You're about to do your exercise. Your brain again is about to do its normal charade about how you are very comfy on the couch. Your brain has no time. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. It doesn't have any time to do your arguments, to do its usual arguments, because you're already putting your shoes on and you're out. So this is a great hack. And actually those two together, meaning selling yourself on the value of small behaviors and 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go, we give you amazing success, okay? Predicts success. And if you do those things on your first day of dieting and you start practicing and mastering that way of thinking, you are gonna do amazing. You're gonna do amazing with losing weight and getting healthy. Next one, I want to talk about freedom, because this is the problem that you will encounter as you're trying to lose weight. But if you make this mindset shift on your first day of dieting, then you will save yourself from a lot of trouble and debating that will happen in the future. That centers around freedom, because most people, they think, let's say they go out and there are all sorts of interesting foods to eat and try, and they're thinking, oh, you know, all these other people are eating and I'm not. I wish I had the freedom to just do whatever I wanted. That's what people want. They want to be able to eat anything they want, whenever they want. And in reality, there are two types of freedom. There is the freedom to indeed do whatever you want, and there is a type of freedom of choice, that leads you to your goals. Now, who knows, maybe those two things coincide. Maybe your goal is to just have fun and not think. And if that's your goal, then that first type of freedom will coincide with your goal. But usually those two don't go together, or don't go together most of the time. And you have to pick what type of freedom you want. Do you want the freedom of being able to say, hey, I want this for myself and I will achieve it? Okay, that's the freedom that leads to badassery. Or do you want the freedom of, okay, I can just do whatever today and I can follow the cues of the environment. I can go with the flow. Now here's the thing, the flow and the environment is obesogenic. And please go watch the video. I keep referencing it because it's very important. It is obesogenic. So let's say you're in the office and your coworker has birthday, and what they're gonna serve is, let's say, cupcakes. It's not like we eat carrots on birthdays, okay? The default is cupcakes. So maybe if it were not for your coworker having their birthday, you wouldn't be thinking, oh, cupcakes, I want to order cupcakes today. You wouldn't be making that choice. You'd be eating something else. But now cupcakes are in front of you and you want to follow the cue of the environment. That's going with the flow. And like I said, for the most part, nowadays, the environment is obesogenic. So you're going to follow the environment. That's just what the result is going to be. And if you want a different result, you don't want to be a slave to the environment. You don't want to be like, oh, environment says cupcakes, okay, cupcakes. My friends tell me to have one drink, okay, one more drink. You don't want to do that. You want to be able to say, this is what I want for myself, because this is what I envision for my future, and I'm going to make the choices that get me there because this is the type of freedom that I want. And I don't want to be a slave to the environment, because in my opinion, just doing whatever the environment tells you to do is you being a slave. Now, that doesn't mean that you can never agree with the environment. Yeah, I'll have that cupcake, you know? I'll have one more drink or whatever. You can. But if that goes against your goals, then are you a slave, or is this really a conscious choice of, you know, this looks delicious. I haven't had a cupcake in a while and I'm going to have it and I'm going to really enjoy it. This is very important if it goes against your goals. Now, that also doesn't mean that, let's say, oh, a cupcake has a lot of calories, so you can never eat it, okay? Because you can make a plan, again, with compassion. And the plan can include cupcakes, because you should be including the foods you love. If you were not going to make that choice, if that choice really sabotages your long-term goals on that particular day, then you have to choose what freedom you want to go for. And when your brain starts giving you all these arguments about fear of missing out, oh, but all these other people are doing it and it's not fair, that I have to do something else, you don't have to, you choose to. You chose the goal to get healthy and lose weight. Your brain will start doing that to you. And you need to be ready. But what freedom do you really want? And are you a slave by just doing what everybody else is doing? Are you a slave to the environment? You should be asking yourself this question. And you should make that shift in your head on your first day of dieting. Because the sooner you make the shift, the more prepared you're going to be, because those situations will arise. For a fact, they will arise, and you need to be prepared. Now, if you want to know more about how to navigate your weight loss journey, I strongly recommend that you come to Fitness Reloaded and sign up for our coaching program. This is a program that gives people amazing results. They lose weight and they create habits that they can keep on doing for the rest of their lives. We'll teach you how to plan with compassion, okay? Daily planning is something we strongly focus on. So you get a lot of support in doing that. Small behaviors, we always start with small habits, and we're gonna walk you through what is the value of doing these small habits. You don't have to figure it out yourself. Instead, all you have to do is follow our guidance. Definitely, we talk about freedom because our goal is through calorie investing, which is the way of eating that I teach, you will have more freedom. You have more freedom to eat. Yes, even cupcakes, compared to what you're already doing, compared to probably what you're already doing or any other diet that is out there, okay? We aim for higher freedom. So if this sounds intriguing, has a free trial, so come give it a shot. Do not risk missing out on a weight loss and habit changing program that can really change your life, and it can transform you from within. And it can lead you to the result you want to get and save you from the trouble of considering weight loss a chore and a burden and something you have to but you don't want to do. Let's just end with this. So come to Fitness Reloaded, and if you haven't yet liked and subscribed, please like this video, subscribe to the channel. I release one video every week, and I'm looking forward to talking to you again next weekend. Goodbye.